Oh my god, I trip myself out every time I have to do one of these things. Kids, it's Super Macho Jedi Knight coming at you one more time. It's the monthly comics, and it's DCBS. Holy shit, look at this box. Woo, woo, woo. It's bigger than my goddamn head. Inside it is all kinds of comic-y goodness that I get shipped once a month because that allows me a mere $7 in shipping costs for an entire month of comics. How fucking crazy, batshit awesome is that? So, the Rev and I go together on these every month. Sometimes he buys more than I do. Sometimes I buy more than he does. And generally speaking, we have close to 60 copies of books. You know, it's sometimes we double up on things like Star Wars. We both get Star Wars. We both get all Star Wars all the time. So there might be 10 or 12 fucking Star Wars books at any given moment. So who the fuck knows? Now, DCBS is very, very good. They wrap things up all nice and neat with bubble wrap that I can use to go ship my books out when I either create a box o' shite to promote things or, you know, just, ship things out. You know, I give gifts to people. Podcast listeners used to get a box o' shite every once in a while. Sometimes Twitter followers get them just for having them. You know what? If you come around, I'll get you a box of shite if you just fucking follow me on Twitch, baby. So, what do we got for comics? Well, we got 1 stack, 2 stacks, 3 stacks, 4 stacks. We got Fling. We got the standard DC Nation that comes with everything. What's this? What else is in here? Oh, I didn't realize it was this big. That's what Catwoman said. Wow, Batman Damned. I totally didn't know it was this huge. DC Black Label. I thought this was a regular sized book, but despite the bat peen, which, by the way, doesn't worry me in the fucking slightest, it's just a dick. I mean, if you were ever in the army, you saw Dick, and maybe it offended you, and maybe it didn't, but here on the page, it's just Dick, man. It's just fucking Dick. Everybody needs Dick. It's okay. So, where is that Dick scene, anyhow? I'm very curious about it. This might be the first one I read. It might not. Oh, it's hard to say. It's very... Oh, yep, there it is. Whoop. Oh my god, it's barely visible. It's slightly tumescent as well. So you may want to get a good look at Batman's cock and balls. Anyway, DC Nation. Yep. Always get your previews. Always, always, always. The Rev and I spend probably a good hour going through those. Having scotch. Usually watching like Batman Animated, Brave and Bold. Watch Brave and Bold. Oh my god. And lately, Batman 66, which I being a nascent edgelord for many years, decided just wasn't fucking cool enough. So, I decided that 66 wasn't a serious enough treatment of the Batman. And then, as I grew older, I realized not only are they having a ridiculous amount of fun with it, Batman's been through so many incarnations over so many years. He's so different from era to era to era. I mean, you cannot compare Silver Age stories to Golden Age stories. You can't compare Bronze Age stories to the fucking 90s. You can't compare the 90s to now. It's all different. I mean, the stuff they're doing now for Batman is just like, I don't necessarily agree with it, but I'm never giving it up because I'm a Batman guy and that's my collection. I'm a stan. I don't give a shit. DC previews, Marvel previews, because everybody's got to do their own shit these days. Fucking assholes. So we put that shit aside. They give you an extra backing board, which is nice every once in a while. And you might have noticed behind me there on the screen is the current assessment of my comic book database. Oh, they're shrink sealing these now, huh? Ooh, gonna have to get dangerous. Currently, I've got 7,410 comics, which, god damn, that has to change. I need to fucking get rid of some books, baby. You can't see it right now, and I don't feel like panning over my filthy room to show you, but I have 5 short boxes I'm eventually going to put up for sale. Look at that. Look how awesome that is. Rubber band, backing board, backing board. They like to keep things safe for you at DCBS. So, let's not cut myself here. This is good stretchable wrap too. It's not that nasty cellophane shit. More backer boards. Always nice to have extra backer boards. Don't feel that that's a waste in any way. When it comes to reorganizing your books, if you want to curate your collection, extra backing boards are crucial. I mean, they're crazy important. And if you ever have to rebag a bunch of shit, oh my god, you really have to have these things floating around. Bags, I've got like 1,000 bags ready to rebag things because I'm in the middle of the Great Comics reorg of 2018, which is starting with the Great Comics reread of 2018, which will allow me to determine which books I'm going to keep to begin with, which I'm going to try to sell, and which, oh my god, I should burn, but I'm going to give away to somebody. So, these things, when they come in these packages, they're backwards with each other. So, I got to figure out, I got to flop them all around. Oh, look at that, an empty one. I wonder what that was supposed to be. Yeah. I'm going to organize them first, and then we'll go through them bit by bit. Order them into publishers. Order them into mine and the Revs. I'm not going to alphabetize them, that's just silly. So, let's talk about what we got. We're going to make piles, which you're not going to see. I don't think you're going to see. Nope, you're not going to see. Marvel, DC, everybody else. Wow, look at all those. Squidhead. You know what I love getting? I love getting the Star Wars action figure variants. They're ridiculously fun, kids. That camera's not right anymore. Let's try that. So, yeah. I'm going to disappoint a lot of people by telling them that I've got about 6 whole six whole DC books, because I'm like, I don't give a shit. DC has been disappointing me more and more often. I keep going back. I keep trying new things. Whenever they switch a writer, I go back again. Whenever they switch an artist or say a new direction, I go back again. And they just keep making me go, oh boy. So, I give them their fair shake. I really do. Oh, I can't wait to get to Hillbilly. That is a damn fun book. One of my favorites ever. Star Wars Adventures. Ralph. Okay, so let's go smallest to biggest. Here's our poor DCs, which features Wonder Woman 54 and 55, Batman 54 and 55, and Detective 988 and 989. And I just heard today that Hill is already back off Detective. And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me with this? Wasn't he just here? And in favor of Robinson? And then King after that? King is going to do both bad books? That doesn't seem natural, and I don't like it. Of course, it doesn't really matter. I'm going to keep buying all of them anyway. So, but it's only 2 books. The thing is, the thing that really hurts is the fucking double shipping. You know, if I could get away with buying half as many books a month, I would fucking love it. I'd be that much more disinclined to criticize people unnaturally. So let's see what we got for the independents. We got I fucking love this shit. Bubba Hotep and the Cosmic Bloodsuckers. Now, if you haven't seen the movie Bubba Hotep, it really deserves a look from you. I'm telling you, it's a fun flick. It's ridiculous, but I think it's got a little bit of heart. So, Batman meets Archie 66, number 3. I don't know where number 2 went. This is the Revs book. So is Bubba Hotep. I don't know. The combination, the mashup of Archie and like everyone in the fucking universe, up to and including the goddamn Punisher. I think it's a gimmick that's kind of played out now, but whatever. It's all about gimmicks. Stranger Things, 1 of 4, Jodie Hauser. She did some good Star Wars stuff. I met her at Emerald City last year, or this year. Pretty great person. I bought this strictly to sell. I'm going to grade it, I'm going to sell it, and it's probably not going to matter. But, Hillbilly. Oh my god. This is such a great book. Hillbilly, Red-Eyed Witchery from Beyond, 2 of 4. Hillbilly is one of those weird Eric Powell books that you absolutely adore or you hate with every ounce of your soul. And I adore it. It's like reading Deadwood, except that there's demons and witches and a hatchet made for the devil himself. Oh my god, it's so cool. Vampironica number 3, which is turning out to be a pretty fun book, and I always get the Francavilla covers. Oh my god, bellissimo. Grazie, signore Francavilla. Love it. I think, however, it's going to play out. If Vampironica goes the same way that Afterlife with Archie and Chilling Adventures of Sabrina get, we got maybe 5 more issues, and it's all over. But I'm going to enjoy it while I can. Jughead the Hunger is not nearly as good as the other 2, and I think it's maybe on par with Vampironica, but I'll read it. It's fun. James Bond Origin, which is strictly the Rev. I like Bond. I will watch Bond if it's on. I will read a Bond comic book if the Rev buys it. But the Rev cannot be convinced to not buy Bond stuff. So, whatever. Outpost Zero. So far, I mean, that's number 3. So far, I've read 1 and 2. It's an interesting concept, but I think they have to flesh it out a little bit faster and explain a couple of more things if they want to catch my interest permanently. Joe Golem. I mean, it's Mignola. I mean, it's noir. It's detectives. What can you miss? Archie 1941. Bought 1 for myself. Bought 1 for the Rev. Bought 1 for investment. Which never works, by the way. If you're buying for investment, you better be somebody like Aaron Myers. Buys in bulk, sells in bulk, grades things very carefully, eBays the living fuck out of everything. It's essentially your life. Otherwise, investing in comics is not worth your effort. Jenkins, Hey Kids Comics, which I was intensely disappointed with number 1. Chaykin is a strange beast of a comic creator to begin with, and he just got even weirder with this one. It didn't make a lick of fucking sense. I'm hoping number 2 gets us somewhere. His effort on Satellite Sam was very, very good. Matt Fraction's script was, I'm sure, quite influenced by Chaykin. But we don't get any more of that, so whatever. Witchfinder, Gates of Heaven, 5 of 5, Mike Mignola, Disraeli, Chris Roberson, can't be beat. Black Hammer, Age of Doom. Pretty good book. I wasn't initially convinced about the Black Hammer stuff, but I think it's a neat universe. I think the people got some pretty good personalities. And Jeff Lemire is a creator to be trusted, despite what I felt initially reading Sweet Tooth. So let's see. Let's separate out the Star Wars first. And that means Dr. Aphra, Poe Dameron, Star Wars Adventures, Star Wars, Dr. Aphra Annual. Ooh, there's multiples of everything in here. What is this thing? Darth Vader, another Star Wars, the final Lando book, and a couple of variants. So let's go through those first. And once you see the Marvel pile with the Star Wars taken out, you'll be like, oh, well, it's not nearly as impressive as I thought. So I will tell you right now, I adore those action figure covers. So Dr. Aphra 24. As far as we know, the only Star Wars action figure that's gay. Pretty cool. So we'll put one aside for me. Poe Dameron 31. Almost done with this book. Put one aside for me. Star Wars Adventures. So much fun. I don't care if it is for kids. I enjoy this book, and I especially enjoy it when Elsa Charretier, or Charretier, I'm sorry, I've never heard her name spoken out loud. I particularly love it when she does covers and interiors. Star Wars 53, which is always fun to see, is smiling Han Solo. Dr. Aphra Annual, pretty cool there. Darth Vader, Charles Soule makes this guy amazing and menacing and fucking evil. He's pretty much the only villain I will buy a book for. I don't like villains getting their own books. They're fucking villains, okay? They need to be antagonists for the heroes, alright? If you want a Poison Ivy book or a Harley Quinn book, that's great. I don't need to read them because I've never read them except as villains to Batman. So, sorry, it's just my opinion. I'm not going to tell you you can't have what you want. You go ahead and buy it. Not stopping you. Wouldn't tell you not to. But I'm not gonna. Anyway, Star Wars 54. Always great to have Leia on the cover. Lando, Double or Nothing 5. That's an amazing cover. And then finally, back to Star Wars 53 and 54. And believe me, I never thought I'd say this, but I adore the idea of a fucking Ewok variant cover. Believe me, that's not something that's ever come out of my mouth before. Squid Head, a little different, little eh. But, you know, I love these things, so I bought them. Right, so that gives us the remaining Marvels. And then I'll demonstrate how I get them into my database. So I'm going to divide them out a little bit first, because this shit is not easy to figure out some days. And I just dropped Fantastic Four. That was fucking brilliant. Cap, amazing. How many fucking amazings did they put out this month? Oh, one's an annual. Okay. Oh, and a Cap annual. That explains that. Avengers, Thor, Daredevil, right. Not actually that much Marvel. I mean, if we break it down by simple type... Wait a minute, where the fuck's my Iron Mans? Or my Iron Heart. Where's my iron? What the fuck is this? Ugh. I'm going to be mad if I never did order that. I'm going to have to go back and check the thing. So there's Spider-Man 5 and 6. I ain't going to lie. I don't think Spencer has found his Spidey feet yet. I generally like what Spencer's done. Despite the horse shit he had to eat over Captain America, I think he's a really good writer, but I don't know if he's got Spidey figured out yet, but we'll give it a go, you know? Spider-Man Annual 1, I think that's Saladin Ahmed. I don't know how many times they can renumber this stuff, but that's a dead horse. Daredevil 608, that's the Revs. Thor 5, oh my god, Thor! Kotati Metal Fibers, that's all I can say. Immortal Hulk is a fascinating book so far. Miss Marvel, I will never give up Miss Marvel. As long as G. Willow Wilson's on this book, I will continue to buy it relentlessly in floppy month after month after month. The woman knows what she's doing with character play. She knows what she's doing with superpowers. She knows what she's doing with plot. She's a damn fine writer. Fantastic Four, number 2 by Slott. We'll see. I don't know. He might make it too much fun, if you follow me. And honestly, kids, his comic book based science, and I know exactly where you're going here, but science is science. His comic book based science may not fit Fantastic Four. I don't know. So we got Avengers 7 and 8, which look like really interesting covers, except for the potential that some kind of weird, holy fuckeroli, is that Ghost Rider on a fucking woolly mammoth? That is so fucking 60s right there. That is fucking, holy shit, that's Julie Swartz level Silver Age shit. I mean, what the fuck do you do with that, man? There's the Cap Annual 1, which I don't know nothing about. Chris Sprouse, though, he does the art. So I'm impressed and keeping it right there. I'm always going to keep that. Captain America 3. Coates, I don't know how many the only criticism I have of Coates is he likes way too much prose. It's a comic book, dude. Get down to the nitty gritty and get a story in there. Let the art describe more things than the text. Okay? You're used to novels. I get it. I would never say you're not skilled. I don't know yet if you fit Cap. And it's just my opinion. You know? I'm not telling you you can't have what you want. I'm not telling you you shouldn't have what you want. I'm just saying I may or may not want this after an extended amount of time of experiencing it and giving it its fair shot. That's all. So, having established that, why don't we get ready? Actually, I gotta... Well, we'll get to that. First, we're gonna pull out my trusty... My trusty... oh my god! Barcode scanner. I totally dropped it right there. I'm going to switch windows. I'm going to get rid of this. And we're going to go to comic base. Which, what in the hell just happened? I just wanted to make it bigger, as the bishop said to the actress. So, they got this nice little feature where you can enter things in batches. And I don't know if that doesn't look like it's capturing it. So let me change the capture properties. Oh. Yeah, that's it. Oh, there it goes. It was just taking its sweet ass time. Right. So we take the two of these things together. And we totally give it Not much of a click at all. Hello. Oh, and of course, there we are, Detective. And we flip that over on its side. Sometimes I don't get it. I don't know if it's comic base or Windows or the fucking scanner itself. But sometimes it takes 2 goes. It frequently takes 2 goes. And sometimes it just goes, no, I don't know what you're talking about. See, you can do it like 4 times. And I guess I went back to Wonder Woman a little early because I was hoping for G. Willow Wilson. But I guess that's next month. So, I've heard Orlando is doing great things with it. But I just don't want to buy a book that I don't want. And what I want out of Wonder Woman is Wilson. But I guess this makes the series more complete in my collection. Let's go over to the Marvels. Make sure everything's facing the right way. Make sure I don't scan in anything that belongs to the Rev. Alright, that looks about right. So we'll start with Cap. Sometimes you got to get different angles on these things too. And sometimes the color is off. And sometimes it just wants to be fucking stubborn. See? Sometimes it plops right through. Sometimes it's stubborn. 8th series of Avengers. Can you read that? 8 series! Come on, man. It's just ridiculous. Sometimes you gotta get the right angle. There it is. And believe me, this is gonna drive me batshit when I start curating my collection. Ah, nice. Because I'm going to end up going, is that 5? No. I'm going to end up going, okay, asshole. See, and sometimes this happens too. Sometimes it's so new that the comic base update just doesn't have it in there, so it does nothing. And Daredevil belongs to the Rev. So that's my DCs and my Marvels done. Let's go through my Star Wars. I gotta tell you, I'm not seeing enough excitement about Dr. Aphra being a gay Star Wars character with her own action figure. That's never happened before. Why isn't anyone fucking talking about that? I even made mention of it, and nobody said, oh yeah, what do you know? They just either ignored me completely, or didn't believe me, or who knows what the fuck, but it didn't seem like anybody actually cared. And I got a lot of people on my fucking Twitter timeline that care about that stuff. So it kind of disappointed me that no one commented or went, oh yeah, about time, and nothing. Absolutely nothing. Star Wars Adventures. And sometimes you got to take these ridiculous things out of the bag to get it done. So, alright, now. Black Hammer's mine. Witchfinder's mine. Hey Kids is the Revs. Archie 41 is the Revs. I'm not going to put that in the database. That's mine. Outpost Zero is mine. And I get what Image is doing with the UPCs on the back and the plain covers. But let me tell you, those plain covers are fucking dirt magnets. You can't hide anything on a bright pink empty background. Okay? You go to read that thing, and if you don't have white gloves and freshly washed fucking hands, that ink is all over the fucking place. I've lost like 10 fucking books because of that. And it drives me nuts. Just because their aesthetic says, Oh my God, make it look beautiful. Don't bother making it practical. James Bond is his. Vampironic is mine. Well, there's one of each, so. Vampironica. Oh, that goes in my pile. Hillbilly is mine. Oh, I didn't even have to take it out, did I? Albatross. What a weird publisher. They barely do anything. It's kind of weird. Yeah, that's his pile. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that. That's his. That's his. Guess what? Everything's entered into the database. If you take a quick look, that's 28 titles I'm personally keeping. Not amazing, but I am reading another. So, yeah, 20, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35. Who do you know reads 35 fucking comics a month and isn't a dealer? Isn't like an LCS person? That's got to be. It's not quite a record, and it's not what it used to be. Because believe me, when we had the podcast that you assholes didn't listen to, dude, we were getting 60 books a month, easy. It was insane. Now you see down the bottom there, that should be $114. That's mine. That's mine together. The total bill of 57 issues. Multiple copies, variants, big formats, shipping, everything was $129. I'm telling you. They don't sponsor me, but everyone who has to make this stupid trek and has to make a weekend of just going to the LCS because a decent one is so fucking far away from them, you must do DCBS. Absolutely. There's no way around it. It's the one and only way I can afford to get enough comics to make you motherfuckers happy. And since you don't subscribe, follow, or talk about my new books, you're probably not happy anyway, but I don't need your ass. So, having established that I'm a moron, I'm going to hit save, and here we are. That's the end of our show, kids. This has been a whole, 30 minutes? Not even? Yeah, 31 minutes. I hope you enjoyed it. I know you didn't, but have a great night. Over on Twitter, go ahead and follow me at Super Macho Jedi Knight. On Twitch, just the same. On Instagram, just the same. And if you have any kind of interest in bizarro satire-based action figure photography comic strips, go ahead and follow Facebook.com/VadersPA. Not Vader Spa, Vader's PA, where you'll find Trooper Johnson, Fat, Dumb, and Ugly, atmospheric shots, special effects shots, and various one-off ideas that I just think up and execute every once in a while. Good night.